Elon Musk's time in Washington is officially coming to an end. The tech billionaire is leaving his post, leading the Department of Government Efficiency and as President Trump's right-hand man. Musk posting to X, thanking Trump, saying the DOGE mission will strengthen over time. As of today, the DOGE website estimates it has saved the federal government $175 billion. But that is a far cry from the $2 trillion in savings Musk promised as he campaigned for Trump. Joining me now is the Hill's White House columnist, Niall Stanage. Hey, Niall. So did Musk fail in his mission to remake Washington?
I think he did, ultimately. In big picture terms, he definitely did. And it's for the reasons that you outlined in your introduction there, Drew. Elon Musk talked up to an enormous degree the level of cuts that he believed he might be able to make. He started, as you said, with that $2 trillion figure. Now that figure has come down and down and down. Even the figures that DOGE cites now are viewed with some skepticism by fact-checking organisations like the BBC, which says it's about 60 billion. So this idea that it was going to fundamentally reshape the entire government and make these colossal savings, that has been a failure. That simply has not happened.
Surely government agencies have been affected. More than 250,000 federal workers have been fired, taken buyouts, or retired early, according to Reuters. Whole agencies have been shuttered. What's going to be the impact of that? It seems to me that it would take time to play out. For instance, DOGE cut a third of FEMA staff. Wonder how that's going to play out this hurricane season.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And in relation to my previous answer, we don't mean to suggest that DOGE has had zero impact. It has failed to have an impact on the scale that Musk promised. But there are these federal workers who have been fired. There are a number of departments that have been greatly thinned out, USAID being a prime example, but also something like FEMA. And you're right, in any of these situations, the concern is what are the downstream effects? What are the effects once those agencies or departments really have a crisis to deal with? Is that a time when we see that these cuts have had a very detrimental effect? Or do they come through okay and people think, oh, well, perhaps the fears about those cuts were overdone? We don't know yet, but events will prove it one way or another.
Musk is insisting on social media that he and Trump have not had a falling out, but Musk is criticizing the reconciliation bill Trump is championing. Musk appeared to be sidelined during Trump's Middle East trip, a trip that saw a big AI deal go to a rival of Musk's company. What is the political impact of Musk's apparent, at least distance from Trump, and acknowledgement that maybe he's been spending too much time in politics?
It's a great question. For a start, Democrats found Elon Musk a very inviting target. One reason for that is his combative personality. Another one is that his approval ratings were in fact lower than Donald Trump's were. Then we have the effects on Musk himself, or specifically his businesses, and we know his businesses have faltered during this time when he's been in the front line of politics. I think a lot of Republicans will not be shedding too many tears about Elon Musk stepping back from such a central government role, because there was a fear that he was beginning to have counterproductive effects on some of the causes he backed. One obvious example is a Wisconsin Supreme Court election, where he and his associated organizations put a lot of money into that, backing the conservative candidate. That candidate, in the end, lost.
Does Trump lose some of his muscle by Musk taking a step back from politics? Obviously, he's the richest person in the world. He can threaten primary challenges against any Republican who bucks Trump. Does that have an impact on Capitol Hill?
Potentially, for sure. I think that Republicans were very well aware of the possibility of Elon Musk financing primary campaigns against them. Now, the flip side of that is that even though he's stepping away, obviously it's not as if his influence dwindles down to zero. Simply as the proprietor of X, he has an enormous megaphone there, and of course he uses that megaphone through his own account, giving often very strongly worded tweets about various things. So he will, I think, still be an influential figure, but you're right that his reluctance to be so involved in frontline politics does change those dynamics to a certain extent.
And the question is, how willing will he be to use that influence to promote President Trump's policies and be his enforcer on Capitol Hill when it has done damage to his companies, especially Tesla, which has struggled to sell electric vehicles in parts of the country that support Democrats, and even in Europe. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he continues to use his influence and his money in politics, considering all of that. Now, Stanage, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Drew.